Okay, so there should be sound now. All right, so can everybody hear me now? I'm getting a signal that I do have sound input now. So let's see. Very good, very good. Excellent stuff. Let's see. How's that view for all you guys? You like that? All right. Well, I was going to talk for a little bit, but in the interest of time, looks like we'll just get rolling. Howdy. Who's that? Who's on 6991? Who are you? You guys hear the jams? You digging these jams? Oh no, the jams. Easy indeed. All right. Excellent. Nice. I'm glad you're here. Awesome. Kaylin, hello. Just about to get started. All right. Do you guys want me to talk about what I do, or do you want to just see some airbrushing and hear some jams? All right. Cool. Well, I use a siphon feed airbrush. Means the air goes in here, makes a little vacuum up here, sucks the ink up out of this, shoots it out. These ones are just a little easier to clean. you guys can see, it says S gray on it. So I don't actually use black most of the time. I use this ink. I use this paint that Golden sells. It's called Shading Gray. It's kind of just a transparent gray. If you've ever done screen printing, it looks like you mix transparent base with black at about like 80% transparent base. Okay, so to answer Sarah's question, when did I start airbrushing? Extremely late, very recently. Probably like 3 or 4 years ago. But I've done a lot of charcoal drawing and a lot of printmaking, specifically lithography. Sorry, couldn't hear me. And a lot of that is based on like tones and gradients and sort of how stuff lays graphically on something. So it's kind of a natural step. If you're going from just like oil painting, it's kind of not the same thing. But if you've done like screen printing and stuff before, you can kind of think in that same way with an airbrush because you just like layers and thin stuff sprayed on something. And I generally use just the fluid golden acrylics, whatever the like, high flow or heavy flow or whatever. I tend not to cut them down. You guys hear everything okay? I just wonder because I have this fan going in here. Right now, we are listening to Katsumi Hori Project, Hot is Cool from 1987. And let me tell you, it's a jammer. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to talk through the big, huge mask that I'm wearing. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. It's kind of hard for me to know like what parts of airbrushing people like want to know about and what parts people sort of don't care about. I guess like how I got into it might be a good story or a good little anecdote. I went to visit a friend of mine, a friend named Brendan. I think Hind is also acquainted with Brendan. I was friends with him in college. I went to Rochester to visit him. He had an airbrush, and basically we had spent the past like 3 years together in college, just sort of in this like room, listening to records and drawing and painting stuff, doing litho, talking about drawing. I got there and he was like, "Yeah, I just got an airbrush online. You have to try it." And I was very wary of it. Mostly because my main experience with airbrushing had been like tall tees that you see like for a funeral, that have like a portrait on them. Which I mean, I'm not knocking that; it's pretty cool, but just kind of not what I was really seeking to make as an artist. So I was very confused by his eagerness to show me this thing. But when I actually tried it out and used it, and took a look at some of what he was doing, I was very impressed. And I said, "Hey, I got to do this. I got to do this myself. I got to give this a shot." Yeah, funeral tall tees especially are very tight. Oh, here. So this is the thing that makes the brush work. It's a little tiny air compressor, very cute. If you like tools. But this ran me, at the time I got it years ago, probably about like $80 on Amazon for this, a tube, not this tube, a crappier one, and an airbrush, not this airbrush, but a crappier airbrush. It's like the Master airbrush starter set. Master being the name of the company, not the quality of the brush. Yeah. Oh, the compressor, I can hear it very clearly, and it rattles around. If it was on, I don't think the neighbors can hear it at all. No, it's very quiet. For an air compressor, it's extremely quiet. Mostly because it's tiny. It only goes up to, the gauge goes up to 100 psi, but the thing itself can really only get up to about 80. I also have a mic pointed away from the compressor, because I don't want you guys to hear it. Yeah, if you want to think of like something that airbrush is like a different kind of teeth. Right. What teeth are you talking about? Yeah, if you want to think of something that airbrushing is like, I would say it's less like painting with like a brush and more like pastels, or if you've done charcoal drawing a lot, or I don't know if you've ever tried to draw or paint with that like big sort of jar of graphite dust that you can buy at Blick. It's kind of like that. It's like this sort of dusty mess that just you have to sort of direct and stencil and shape. If that makes sense. But it's less like a big dollop of paint and more like a dirty cloud hitting something. Old Dusty indeed. Dusty and Rusty. The way I airbrush, it is acrylic paint, so it should do just fine. And it's an extremely thin layer of paint. Like, you could scratch it off with your pinky nail. You know, if you do this on like a gessoed piece of wood, like just one quick pass, you just scrape it off with your nail like it's nothing. And Ryan, if you bought some tall tees, I would gladly paint on those tall tees. Right? I brought up the tall tees because when I lived in Oakland, I lived next to a bunch of funeral homes. And so there were funerals, but they were like hood funerals that were happening all the time. So it was like the liquor store across the street had a line out the door, and everyone was in like zoot suits and gold chains, and giant tall tees with like paintings of the person on it. And they would be buying like tons of Crown Royal. And yeah, it was always quite a sight. It was quite a party. Tall teeth. Tall teeth. Like that idea, tall teeth, like they stick like beavers, like way. I guess those are low teeth. They go way out of your mouth downward. But like tall teeth, like they come up. They come up out, you know, past your eyes. Like that thing in The Simpsons where Lisa doesn't get the braces, like the future projected image of her. There's like a tooth coming out of her eye socket. Lisa does need braces. That episode's great. Like the union message in it, it's like Homer's about to give up his dental benefits just because, just for like some some pitiful, shitty little reason, and he like doesn't even understand what they do. Like he doesn't even know that like that's how he's going to pay for his daughter's braces. It's very funny. Like, he has the whole scene, the dental plan. Lisa needs braces because it's like the square hole, and he's like holding the square peg, and it's just like not. He's like not turning it correctly. Yeah, also spawns the "Do It for Her" meme, which is pretty. It's a pretty good one. And you guys pay attention to those like the Simpsons mashup memes, like the "You Got the Dud" meme. That's like my favorite show on the internet right now. Where it's like you take some other scene from The Simpsons and you replace it with the dud from that game they play. It looks like Millhouse. It's like you got the dud, and then it's always the Homer face, where he's just like, he just looks like he's anticipating something. Well, a good thing to warn everyone about doing airbrush stuff is white paint. If you like to apply white to work, I know a lot of people say don't use white for any reason. I often do. You like to use white paint? Titanium white will jam the shit out of one of these things so quickly. It is horrible. You just have to do it. So use white sparingly if you plan to airbrush. Hank Simpson's is a gold mine. Another sort of the more you know thing about airbrushing. I thought it was something that's like really quick. I found that the most successful like pieces I've done with an airbrush take quite a long time, like hours and hours just going back over something, sort of reestablishing the shapes and building it up and all this. So I guess just like don't have that in your mind. I had that in my mind when I started. That it was something that was very fast. It's really not. Like the application is very fast, but it's not a fast thing itself. Don't necessarily avoid it because I think you can get some very good sort of effects out of it. And it's very cool. Just know that if you're going to do it sparingly. And only do it for like, maybe a few minutes at a time. Because if you try and do, if you try to be like, okay, I'm going to be spraying white paint, do this airbrush for, the next 15 minutes, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to jam up in that 15 minutes. Something about the white, I don't know what it is. It just dries very quickly inside. I don't know if it's like grainier or if like there's something different about it. But I mean, I'm about to use white right now, so we'll see how this affects the ability of my brush. There we go. Yeah, so if I was going to use white, like I only really use it for like a moment, Like I just go in, I do like one little thing, like just this area down here, and then I immediately put a whole bunch of water and soapy water through the brush just to try and get that cleaned out because it will really jam up in there. If you leave it overnight, like you're going to be pulling the needle out of this brush with like pliers, like it's really nasty. So we need some more tunes. Let's find some more. Let's go 70s. Let's see here. Been on a big kick of this kind of music. It's sort of like Japanese lounge music or something. It's a lot of fun. Reminds me of games like Wave Race and stuff on Nintendo 64. You guys can play that. Wave Race was about it's like a jet ski racing game. You'd like pick a person. He was like you're like a person standing up on a jet ski, and you would like race through stuff.
の中に身を深めてさまよう街恋の
Well, Ryan, I'm not actually using canvas. I'm using a sheet of Reeves BFK that I drew on and then lightly matte mediumed and gessoed.
夜の人今度や真夜中心の港今度やさあ海は眠い今度や真夜中心の港今度や真夜中まで勇気を戻す髪のしずくに満たす空さあ夜と飛び
Thank you, Ryan. It's one of the things I strive for whenever I meet. So I'm getting low on time here, so if anybody's got any other things to ask about the airbrush or like where to get it or anything like that, or just to talk for a bit, I say get in there now. Let me know. Well, here's a good thing too. If you're thinking about getting into airbrushing, Airbrush YouTube is a nice resource. Most of the guys in it and the videos you'll be watching are dudes in their garage who have like flame tattoos on their arms and are making like model cars or boats or something. Like guys who look like Guy Fieri. But it's good. There's good information out there, and there are people that care, and you can take a look at stuff and be like, oh, okay, that actually does work. I'm not weird for wanting to do that. It's a medium that I think needs a bit more representation. Because right now, the only airbrush artists that people know about or really like care about that I think are in the public consciousness are like H.R. Giger, and people don't really know he's an airbrush artist, and Soriyama, that guy who paints the sexy robots. Which, don't get me wrong, I love a good sexy robot, but that's just two, and that's like, both of them have the sort of chrome death sex thing going. I guess I should talk, right? But yes, Ryan, you are very correct. There are a lot of digital work that really leans on airbrush aesthetics, like 80s airbrush artist aesthetics. Yeah, totally. I mean, I can't really blame it either. I can't really blame anyone for doing that either because it's a very cool aesthetic, and the people who did that stuff were very specialized. A lot of them, they were really I mean, I guess airbrush was the digital back then. But I think people just see that aesthetic and they think it's some kind of print technique, or they think it's some kind of painting or masking thing, which I guess they're not wrong, but you know, they don't really look into the technical part of it, or you know, sort of what can be accomplished with it. They kind of just lean on the aesthetic of, you know, sort of soft, blended things. Hey, Myra, who doesn't love a good sexy robot, right? We all love a sexy robot. I'll make a robot. What, I'm going to make it ugly? No way. Make that robot sexy. Fantasy airbrush stuff is really cool. I knew a guy in high school. He got a tattoo on his chest. Yes. He got a tattoo on his chest of a dragon on a mountain of skulls, like an airbrush painting. You know? But it's like a dragon on a mountain of skulls, breathing fire across his chest onto a guy who was on a big rock shaped like a giant skull and like incinerated him. So it's like a dragon on skulls, breathing fire onto like a bigger skull. And we all laughed at him, but it was fucking sick. It was cool. All right, looks like I got 1 minute left, so I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna continue working on this painting, and I'll post more updates on it on Instagram. If it's a possibility, I might even live stream it again, because this is pretty fun once, you know, you get the sound and everything working and you're not a confused mess. But up next is Myra, who's a fantastic artist, one of my favorite comic artists in the city. So stick around on this YouTube channel and check out Myra. So I'm excited for what's coming next. Oh, and right now we're listening to Chu Kosaka. Is the name of the album, or is the artist, and the name of the album is Morning from 1977 on YouTube. Anyway, thanks guys. Like I said, stick around, check out Myra's stream. It's gonna be awesome. See ya.